How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Make Money Trucking. So to start off, I wanted to clear something up. There is no reason for me to discourage anybody from becoming an owner-operator or getting into the trucking industry. I make these videos to help you guys be informed so you don't end up making a really bad mistake at probably the wrong time or the wrong place. My goal is to hope that everybody who's interested in becoming an owner-operator gets that opportunity to do so. But I also want to be real with you. And the truth isn't always the best. And the truth, usually hurts. So, I had a few comments, oh, look at this guy, he just bought this, bought that, trying to tell people not to become an owner-operator. That's, I give out these warnings so people know what the reality is. Now, I'm going to give you the only way I would become an owner-operator in 2024. There needs to be a certain amount of, guidelines that are met and things that are basically have fallen into place. So this is going to be the only way I would become an owner-operator in 2024. There's obviously, different reasons, and they're, to become an owner-operator or to not become an owner-operator. Now, first, let's talk about the trucking industry. I think it's okay to get into the trucking industry this year. That's fine. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of turnover, so be aware of that. But so as far as becoming a CDL truck driver, I think you're probably okay to become, a driver into, 2024. Now, these are the credentials that I would say would be the only way that I would look at becoming an owner-operator in 2024. Number one, you've got to know where you're going to work at. And I would hope that if you're wanting to become an owner-operator, you know where you're going to go to work as an owner-operator at. I would highly encourage, the best way would to be already working for the company that you're going to become an owner-operator for. So if you haul for an over-the-road company or a fuel hauling company or a, construction company, whatever, dirt moving company, as a company driver, and that they have good solid work, and that they, hire owner-operators and that they will be willing to hire you on as an owner-operator, that's number one. So that's the first thing, is that knowing where you're going to work. Now, the second thing is going to be getting a truck that basically nailing down a truck at a decent price, and a truck that is reliable and dependable. That's going to be the most difficult part, because obviously, maybe there's a truck out there that of that someone wants to sell you, that it's been around and it's it's a decent truck. This is going to be the hardest part, because obviously buying a truck, a lot of times you're going to be buying a truck that you don't know anything about, that's out of state or out of the area. So I would definitely, and then also getting a good deal on that truck. Don't overspend on the truck. Right now, truck prices are pretty high and they're crazy. You can find deals. So if you find a deal on a truck, and say you find a truck for like $35,000 or $40,000, and usually those trucks are about $55,000, $60,000. That's what I'd be looking at. I wouldn't be overpaying on a truck, because this market is crazy sometimes and work switches around. So you may be looking to be out of work, for a little while you find another job. So number one, know where you're going to work with the truck. Number two, find a decent truck, and preferably a truck that a little bit more about, something you're familiar with. If you've been driving Kenworths, let's say W900s or T800s for your whole career, and those really well, and what you're looking for on them, then get one of those. If you've been driving, Freightliner Cascadias, and you kind of know those really well, and you're involved with those, go buy one of those. Stay with a familiar product, because that's going to help you know what you're looking at when you're looking at buying a truck. Now, number three, you're going to want to have a lot of extra cash stashed, away in a, for a safety net, I call it like a doomsday fund, typically I would say, $20,000 is what you're going to want to have in a safety fund. This is after you buy or finance the truck, right? So this is after you, acquire the truck. You need to have an additional $20,000. I would up that. maybe even double it to be super safe. I know this is crazy, but this is the reality we live in. You know, I've had to switch jobs in the last 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 times because work dries up. Companies come in, they steal the work, they lowball the rates, and then, I'm looking for a job. So there's been a few weeks where I've had to go find work or find another company. Sometimes that takes, a little bit of time here or there to do so. So that is, you're going to have to probably double your security fund or your safety net. I call it the doomsday fund. I would go all the way up to $30,000 or $40,000. Now, once again, this is after you already have your truck acquired. Okay, so those are the 3 to 4 things that I would do. Number 1, know where you're going to work. Be familiar with the trucking industry that you're involved with, whether it's construction, hazmat, tanker, over the road, flatbed. Just be familiar with the area that you're going to work in. If you work for a dry van company that is really busy and owner ops are doing well, that would be the best bet. Go with something that you're familiar with or that you can verify that there is actually good work there and that they're going to work you. So get the right work. Know the work that you're going after is going to be there. Number 2, get a decent truck that you are familiar with, that you're not going to overpay for. And number 3, have double the security fund available, the safety net than what I usually would encourage people to have double. So if it was $20,000 before, I would suggest it be about $40,000 now. So once again, I want to make something very clear. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from becoming an owner operator. That's actually the opposite point of my whole channel, is trying to encourage people to become owner operators and get into the trucking industry, whether you just want to be a driver or an owner operator. It has done me very well over the last 12 years that I've been in this industry. I've been able to do things that I never really thought I would have ever been able to do. So I always encourage guys to want to become owner ops and get in the trucking industry, but I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you and tell you a bunch of BS and lie to you. And I'm going to tell you the reality. And the reality is work is a little bit slow right now. Certain industries are a little bit busier than others, but it's pretty dead right now. So if you want to become an owner operator, just make sure you cross your I's and dot your T's, right? So with that being said, guys, hopefully you found this informative. That's the only way I would look into becoming an owner operator in 2024, is if you have those 3 things: a huge amount of money saved up, a very good deal on a truck that you find and can acquire, and knowing the work that you're going to get into. Whether you're already in that work or in that industry already, just I discourage guys from going into it blindly, not knowing where they're going to work, where they're going to be. That is a recipe for disaster right now, because a lot of times, especially if you don't have that huge safety net underneath you, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in the bank in case you got to ride out for a couple months without work, and then if you buy a way overpriced truck, something that you're not familiar with, this could be the recipe for disaster. So hopefully you guys found this informative. Good luck out there to all of you that are looking at getting into the trucking industry or becoming owner operators. I do highly encourage it, but I just don't want to lie to you guys and tell you it's all rainbows and sunshine out here and you're going to do great, because that's just not reality. So have a good one, guys, and I will see you on the next one.